Hi all. I think the last week's class was understood by everybody, and the weekly homeworks which were sent to you, many of you have not submitted it. Not even very one or two students are only asked the doubts. So I don't know how many students are seeing this total. How many bio students are there in plus one? I don't know. I heard only few students, but I am not exactly. I know how many numbers are there, but whoever it is very good if you can solve those questions. Don't take it lightly, so that you can score good marks in plus 2 also if you practice those things. Plus you will be having a good knowledge in the field of subject also. Finally, the matter thing is knowledge with marks. If you are having, you can go very well. So now we will be moving to the phylum Annelida, and this week we will be discussing about phylum Annelida, then phylum Arthropoda, which is the largest phylum in animal kingdom, then mollusca, echinodermata. So with this, invertebrates will be over. That means which with the back without backbone will be over. So are the main things you have to discuss. So for each and every phylum, before you are entering to study that, you must understand a best example from that. With that best example, you can write maximum very good examples and very good characteristics you can write from by yourself. So in this phylum Annelida, mostly we are getting many insects, many families of them, which can be seen in and around us. For example, we can see the example of Fasciola hepatica, which is responsible for causing some diseases. Apart from that, we are having hirudinaria, that is a leech, which is common in the wet areas, sandy wet areas we can see. So if you take them and study, it will be very 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 easy to understand. And whatever the classification of phylum Annelida is given, you don't want to study about deeply about the classification of Annelida. Just to go through that, why I have given this is there are some organisms are there which they have larval stages, and few of these questions are asked in the examinations. So that is why I have given that. So if you are moving to the characteristics of Annelida, so most of these organisms are aquatic. So we have marines and we have freshwaters, and some are terrestrial also, and some have the capacity to make burrows, and they have triploblastic bilateral symmetry, and a true coelom is present. Then they have some segments on the body, that is lines on the body. So each and every segments particular organs will be there, and we have organ grade system. That means one particular organ will do one particular function. That system is started, and they have a well balanced body wall, and appendages are joined. Whatever the movement materials are there, it is joined. Locomotionally organs, mainly they have setae. Setae means very small cilia like structures that comes out from the body, and it will be they have very good, and some of these organisms have very good developed mouth, and some of them are parasitic in nature, and some way, and their digestion is 100% extracellular, and they have the capacity to breathe. That means ventilation, exchange of gas, they have the capacity to do through the moist skins. Blood vascular system is closed. Excretions are excretory nephridia, like that, those things are present, which is a primitive form of kidney. and they have receptors like taste buds, statocytes, tactical or taste buds for the taste the food, statocytes to maintain the balance of the body, and tactical organs means some of them are used for fighting defense mechanism, and they are monoecious, that is hermaphrodite in nature, and some of them in their growth stage they have larvae. So these are the main characteristics of the phylum Annelida, and inside this phylum most discussed organism is this Hirudinaria, where the leech is coming. So this Hirudinaria is an ectoparasite. Ectoparasite means it can come and infect or come and stick on the body of animals including humans, and they can suck the blood through the skin. That means their mouth is having this, and they are a hermaphrodite. In asexual reproduction we have not known much. So development, they have a free living larvae will be formed, and this Hirudinaria is nowadays it is used for leech therapy. So if you are having unclean blood, they will attach leech to their body, and the leech will suck the blood, and your blood will be pure. So this particular therapy is running in China, not much in India, but it is nowadays it started to come to India also. Other things you don't want to study, but just to go through that for the sake of the examination. They will not ask much questions, especially for the MCQ questions you will get some questions from that. The next one is Arthropoda, which is the largest phylum where insects and other things are coming. And arthros means jointed, podas means leg. Arthropodas were a study material at the time of Aristotle, and von Schliebold coined the term arthropoda. The same way, arthropoda, and you can study about any of this or insect, and you can write. So they have a cosmopolitan distribution. Cosmopolitan means we can see them anywhere you go, aquatic, aerial, terrestrial, anyway, and some of them are responsible for some diseases, vectors for some diseases also. And their body, they have jointed legs. We can see the appendages of them are jointed. They are triploblastic, bilaterally symmetrical. Organ system of organization is there. Body is divided into head, thorax, and abdomen. And some organism it will be cephalothorax, that means head, and cephalos means head, and thorax means the trunk part. So they both are attached together. Example in spiders and other organisms. And they have hemocoelomate, that means coelom will be filled with some fluid like substances. Locomotions are by the jointed up. Digestion system is complete, straight, and well developed. That means they have a proper mouth, digestive system, and the proper excretory organs are also present. And respiration, they can be respired through gills, and some of them have the respiration through the skin part. For example, cockroach, they can respire through the skin. Circulatory system is open circulatory system. They don't have circulatory system like us, that is heart, arteries, veins. Those system are not there. And excretion can be done through the malphizian tubules, and here the sexes are separate. And fertilization can take place internal and externally. Some of them are laying eggs, some of them are first they will lay eggs, then they will give birth, and their growth is indirect. They will be having a larval stage. They remember about the butterfly life cycle. So larval stage will be present, and these are some of the zoological names of some organisms that is present inside this phylum. And these are some examples of insects. They are the vectors for diseases. So other classification, as I said, you don't want to study, just to go through this, because here there are some good questions are asked. For example, crustaceans means prawns, etc. are coming there. They are asked some questions. What is the excretory organ in prawns? Are called as green glands, anterior, coxal gland. So these type of questions are asked. So better to this, you go through this classification also. And spiders and scorpions, what is their excretory gland, and what is their birth whether they have trachea or which type of lungs they are having. These questions are asked, so better you go through the classification also, but you have to give importance to the upper things much. Next one that is coming is the mollusca. Mollusca means soft bodied, and inside this mollusca we will be having octopus, the most common mollusca that everybody knows. Then we have snails, then Olobosa shell, those are there. And if you are coming to their general characteristics, they are widely distributed. We can see them all over the world, but mostly they are aquatic and they need water as a source because they will be seen only in the area where moisture content or water content is there. Since their body is soft, they don't want to make it dry, and their body is not segmented, bilaterally symmetrical, except gastropodons. Gastro means stomach, podons means feet, which use their stomach as a feet, that means for the movement. And hemocoel is present, triploblastic in condition, organ system level of organization is there, and the body is divided into head, thorax, and they have, some of them have muscular foot also, and they have a well developed digestive system. And some of the soft bodies organism, they will hide inside a shell, or they will be having a calcareous shell on the top. You can see from the diagram, like snail shell, and octopus, they don't have shell, but octopus have the capacity to change the colors. Then circulatory system is closed, and some are having open, and their head some of them have consist of tentacles like octopus, and they have the compound eye. Excretion takes place through metanephridia, that is kidney, primitive kidney, and they have a well developed nervous system, and the sexes are usually separate, and fertilization is internal, and the direct larval stage, some of them have the larval stage. So these are some of the examples of them and their zoological name. It is very good to understand that. Next one, that is echinodermata, which is called, a very good example for this is starfish. Echinos means spikes. So their habitat, they are marine in nature. Their body is star shaped and it is unsegmented, and they don't have a proper symmetry. That means they can cut into different parts through one axis. And some of them, larvae are bilateral in nature, but the adult is radially symmetrical. And body walls, they have some ciliated thing, and they have body cavity, and they have very good water vascular system. That means the water will enter into the system and move out. And they have usually a complete digestive system, and the respiration also takes place through gills, and excretion are they're done through the organ like metanephridia. Mainly they have nitrogenous waste, and ammonia is the chief excretory matter. Nervous system is also present. Sense organs are not much developed like arthropods or like molluscans. Asexual reproduction, and they have very good capacity to regenerate. That means if any of their body is cut off, they can be regenerate, and they have very much resemblance with the with chordates, very much resemblance with the chordates. So just to go through this, and if there is any doubt from this, please text me. Thank you.